everybody, welcome to Barre with Mary. We have an outer glutes and inner thighs focused class today. So two of my very favorite areas to work on. I'm really excited for this class. You do not need any equipment, so this is an amazing class if you're traveling. You also really don't need much space. You're gonna be down on our mat the entire time. You wouldn't even really need a mat for this. You could absolutely just be down on carpet or on a towel or wherever you might be in the world. So go ahead and join me on your back, bending your knees and taking your feet wide to the outer edges of your mat. You can let your arms just come out into this cactus shape. I'm just gonna windshield wiper the legs from side to side. Really quick, gentle warm up today. Just getting ourselves kind of in our bodies, you know, taking this moment to just take some big breaths, to let go of whatever's happened so far in your day, because here you are now on your mat, taking this much deserved time for yourself. Take one more big breath. Let it go. And then stack the knees pointing up to the ceiling. Walk your feet in so they're more hips distance. Now from here, we're just gonna do a quick abdominal activation before we come into our outer glute work. So take an inhale. And then as you exhale, float the legs up to a tabletop position, knees stacking over the hips. Take your hands, press them into the front of your thighs. Now just take a moment here and really actively push hands into thighs, thighs into hands, and breathe. So you're feeling how the abdominals can really activate here. Your pubic bone is drawing up toward your bottom ribs. Your bottom ribs are hugging in and softening down to the mat. The sides of your waist are really fired up. So think about how the sides of your waist can wrap in towards center here. Take another inhale. And then as you exhale, relax your shoulders and just press palms into thighs, thighs into palms even more intensely, feeling how deeply you can activate the abdominals. Stay right here for 8, 7, 6. Push a little bit harder here for 4, 3, 2. Hug the knees to the chest. And then roll over onto your left side. Take your left elbow and just make it like a little pillow, stacking it and letting your head rest down onto the arm here. Bend the knees, stack the heels in line with the sitting bones, and then the hips are lined up right on top of one another. The reason we did that abdominal activation right here, feel the bottom left side obliques really lifting up to the ceiling. Now squeeze your heels together, float both heels off of the mat, keeping your heels squeezing together, clamshell the right thigh open and close. Go with lift and lower. So here, starting to do some side lying work. Our first focus will be on the outer right glute, and then we'll transition to working the inner left thigh. We'll flip it around and do the other side, and then at the end of class, we will center off, working both inner thighs and glutes simultaneously. So as you float the right thigh bone open, really actively squeeze your heels together. Relax through the left shoulder, through the face, through the neck, but continue to feel the activation you just set up in your core. So hips are stacked on top of one another, and the abdominals stay really strong. You have 4 more here, go 4, 3, 2, hold the clamshell open, squeeze your heels, just pulse your right thigh up an inch. Up an inch, up an inch. So really actively squeezing the heels together and feeling this little pulse up with the right thigh bone. Now as you get tired, your top right thigh is gonna wanna roll back. So I want you to really fight to keep your right hip stacked on top of your left. You're here for 8 more, 7 more. Really actively squeeze your heels. You're here for 4, 3, 2, hold it there, inhale. Now as you exhale, keep your right leg where it is. Let your left foot come back down to the mat. Now tap your right big toe to your left. So you have this beautiful external rotation. Nothing is gonna change except for your right thigh bone. You're gonna rotate it internally. So tap your right knee towards your left knee and let your right pinky toe lift up to the ceiling. Just like that, we turn it out, we turn it in. So right thigh bone externally rotates, internally rotates. So the hips aren't changing shape here. It's just your right thigh that's rotating in the hip socket. Now you might find as you come to internal rotation, it might feel like a little tight. You might not feel like you have a ton of rotation. I am with you, I feel the same way. It's just not a rotation that you're gonna do nearly as much as we do external rotation, which is what makes it so important. 2 more times, a rotate in and a rotate out. Last time. Now I want you to come to your internal rotation. So right knee points to left, right pinky toe lifts to the ceiling, and just pulse your right thigh bone back an inch, back an inch, back an inch. Yes. So even if it's small, I want you to feel your right thigh bone rotating in and down towards the floor. Now double check that you haven't taken tension into your shoulders or into your neck. Try to stay long and soft through the whole upper part of the torso. You have 8 more pulses. 8, 6. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Inhale. As you exhale, rotate this right leg to parallel. So now the knee and the ankle are in line with each other. Pull your right knee into your chest. Extend it forward, straight right leg, sweep it back in line with your right hip. Yes, we pull it in, kick it forward, sweep it back. Right knee goes in and forward and back. Now keep going with this bicycling motion, but just notice as you take this movement, are you rocking and rolling through the rest of your body? Check back in with the abdominal activation. Stay really strong in the abdominals, and if it means that you cannot kick your right leg straight toward me and keep your body still, then don't worry about how much you kick your right leg forward. You could come more, it's like a 45-degree kick, just like this, okay? It's so much more important to maintain the alignment here than it is to get this huge range of motion. It could also just be you have tight hamstrings. 2 more times. Last time we pull it in and kick and sweep back. Now this time pull it in, kick it and hold it there. Flex through the right foot and just pulse the right leg up and up and up. You're almost there. You got it. Lift and lift. Now remember, it doesn't have to be at 90. You can sweep it down more like 45. I want you to feel how straight you can get this right leg. Really pushing energy out to the right heel. You're here for 16, 15. Right hip is stacked over left. Bottom side obliques are hugging up to the ceiling. 8 more on a hold. Go. 8. You're here for 6. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Here's your hold. Inhale. Exhale, right leg straighter. Right leg higher. Hold here for 4, 3, 2. Bend your right knee and step it back behind you. Now prop yourself up onto your left forearm, and rotate back. So you're really on the side of your left glute now. Extend the left leg all the way to straight. Maybe take this top right hand and just rest it on your right knee. Straight left leg goes up and down. You've got it. Lift and lower. So feel free to adjust yourself as you need. Really try to get your left leg as straight and long as possible. Now, you want to make sure you're kind of rolling back onto your left butt cheek more than your left hip bone to give yourself a little more range of motion, but also to make this more comfortable. It's pretty uncomfortable if you're on your bones here. You have 4 more lifts right this. You go for 4, 3, 2. Now hold the lift. Trace little circles. Go little circle, little circle, little circle. It does not matter which direction you're going. We're going to go both directions. See if you can really feel your left inner thigh actively working to keep your legs straight. Switch directions, go other way. Little circle, pushing down to the left forearm. And again, really activating through the bottom left obliques here. Soften the left shoulder away from the ear, keeping the neck nice and long. 8 more circles. 8, 6. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Keep the left leg where it is. Inhale. Now as you exhale, find your balance and extend your right leg out to meet your left, squeezing the heels together. Now from here, just tap your legs in and in and in and in. You've got it. Squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. Now see if you can squeeze both thighs, getting the legs even longer. Yes, go in and in. Notice if you're collapsing down into your left shoulder, really push down into your left forearm. 8 more squeezes. 8, 6. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold the squeeze. Big breath in. Now as you exhale, lift your left inner thigh just 1 more inch. Maybe reach the right fingertips forward, getting even longer through the sides of the waist. Hold 8, 7, legs lift 1 more inch. You hold right here for 4, 3, 2, bend your knees, press yourself all the way up, and take a side stretch. Awesome job. Left arm reaches up and over. Amazing work. Take a big breath there, and let it go. Unwind yourself. Now you do not have to spin around. I am going to, so I'm still facing you. But we are all going to lay down on our right side now. Bending the right arm, cradling the head in the hands. Bend the knees. Stack your hips on top of one another. Squeeze the heels together. Float the toes, float the feet off of the mat here. And then double check that this bottom right side oblique, the obliques are lifting up to the ceiling. You have more than one. Squeeze your heels together. Clamshell. Go. Open and close. You've got it. Lift and lower. So now, this side's going to feel a little different because we've already really deeply worked the left inner thighs. So you might find that you get fatigued a little bit faster. On top of that, this bottom right side glutes have already been worked as well. So they're probably going to get pretty fatigued quickly here, lifting up to the right foot. That's okay, but that's why we try to switch which leg we do first, or at least I should say I try to switch which leg I do first to make sure I keep my body as even as possible. Because let's be honest, the second side is always a little bit tougher for me than the first. Now double check that you have the abdominal activation that you set up for yourself. So the sides of the waist are hugging in. Your pubic bone is drawing up towards your belly button. Your bottom ribs are hugging in and back. 4 more here. Go. 4, 3, 2. Hold the lift. Little pulses up, left thigh bone up and up and up. Little press up. Now this is where we start to get fatigued and our left hip wants to roll back. So really try to keep your left hip drawing forward, stacking over your bottom right one. I do sometimes like to take a hand to the hip, just as a little reminder to keep everything lined up. Now double check you're not closing off across the chest, so you're really wide between collarbone to collarbone. 8 more pulses. 8, 6. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Inhale. As you exhale, keep your left leg where it is. Let your right leg lower down to the mat. Now bring your big toes to meet each other, finding external rotation. Nothing moves except for your left thigh bone, reverses and finds internal rotation. Now from here, 2 counts, we turn the left leg out. We rotate, turn it in. It's external rotation, internal rotation. So it doesn't matter at all if your toes and your knees actually touch here. I just want you to find that the left thigh bone is rotating in the socket. So you rotate it open, you rotate it closed. Double check that as you take this movement with your left leg, the top left hip is not rolling forward and back. So nothing else is moving here. 4 more times, you open and close. 3 more times, it's open. Amazing work. 2 more just like this, go open and close. Last time, turn it out. Now hold the internal rotation, start to pulse your left leg back. You got it, back and back and back. So left knee is rotating down towards right. Left pinky toe is lifting up to the ceiling. And we're doing all of this, even if it's super small, without letting our left hip roll forward. So if that means that this movement is the tiniest little rotation, amazing, that's great. That will increase over time, right? That's a mobility thing. So the great thing about this class is not only we're building strength, but we're building mobility as well, right? So you're getting a little bit more movement into your joints. You have 8 more pulses. 8, 6. You're here for 4, 3, 2. Hold it there. Bring the left leg parallel, so knee and heel are in line with one another. Left knee pulls into the chest. You kick it forward toward me. Straight left leg sweeps back in line with your left hip, just like that. Go in and forward and sweep. Left knee pulls in, extend and sweep. Now your range of motion might be a little bit smaller. You may not kick all the way forward, and that's totally fine. It really doesn't have to do with strength. That's about hamstring flexibility, okay? I have really flexible hamstrings. Now, as you take this movement, could you keep your left leg in line with your left hip? So we're maintaining this even plane, continuing to work the outer left glute. 4 more times, go in and forward and sweep. 3 more like that, in and forward and sweep. Double check you're not rocking and rolling through the upper body. Last time all the way through. Now this time extend your left leg forward, hold it. Flex the left foot, pulse your left leg up. You got it, up and up. Now remember your left leg could be more down toward 45 degrees, okay? It does not have to be straight toward me. You have 16 pulses, 16, 15. Maybe you get the left leg straighter, 12. Double check the right side obliques. They're lifting up. You have 4 more to a hold. Go 4, 3, 2. Here's your hold. Left leg gets straighter. Left leg lifts higher. Hold right here for 4, 3, 2. Bend the left knee. Step the left foot behind you. Press yourself up so you're on your right side forearm, bringing the right elbow underneath the shoulder. Now roll your pelvis back here so we're really on the right glute rather than the right hip. Extend the right leg straight. Let your left hand rest on your left knee. Right leg lifts up and down. Go lift and lower. Pushing down to the right side forearm. Softening the right shoulder away from the ear. And then continue to feel the obliques working on the right side so we're not collapsing down here. Okay, really find the right side obliques hugging in to help support you. Right leg gets long. You're really extending energy out through the toes. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. Hold the right leg lifted. Trace little circles. Go a little circle and circle. Again, does not matter which direction. See if you can find even more length through the right leg. You're really feeling the inner right thigh rotating up to the ceiling and engaging to maintain this length. You have 4, 3, 2, just change your directions out of their way. Now double check you're not tensing your shoulders. Relax through your left foot and really anchor down, pushing your left heel into the mat. 8 more circles, 8, 6, you're here for 4, 3, 2, hold the right leg long, inhale. Find your balance as you exhale and bring your left leg out to meet your right. Squeeze the heels together. It's in and squeeze and squeeze. So could you get both legs longer? Our final series for class is going to be a bridging series really focused on inner thighs. And of course, bridging is going to work the glutes as well. But much more about the center line glutes than the outer glutes. You're here for 8, 7, 6, 5. You're here for 4, 3. Hold the squeeze together. Inhale. As you exhale, lift the legs higher. Maybe reach the left arm long and just find stillness here. Pushing down to the right forearm, softening to the right shoulder. Hold and breathe for 4, 3, 2. Bend your knees. Take that side stretch. Right arm reaches up and over, opening up to the whole right side of the body. Inhale here. Let it go. Come all the way up and lay back down on your back. This time I want you to walk your legs all the way together. So knees are together, feet are together. Let your arms just rest at your side. Take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, squeeze the glutes and lift to this low bridge position. So with your legs together, you won't be able to lift your hips very high, and that's totally fine. Squeeze your knees in even more so you really activate the inner thighs. Soften your rib cage and then squeeze your glutes. Now from here, tap your seat down to the mat, squeeze in, lift. A little faster. Go tap and lift. It's lower and lift. So as you lift the hips to this really low bridge, double check that you're lifting because you're squeezing your glutes, not because we're flaring the rib cage open and arching into the low back, because that's really not going to do anything effective for your inner thighs or for your glutes here. You have 4 more just like this. We go for 4, 3, 2, Now I want you to hold your seat at the hover, just squeeze your legs together. Go, squeeze and hold. Squeeze and hold. Leg squeeze and hold. So while you really may not be able to see me doing anything, what I want you to feel, what I feel, is this really big engagement through the inseam of my legs. So my inner thighs are firing up as I squeeze my knees together. Go, squeeze, hold. Now relax your shoulders, soften your rib cage, and try to maintain this position by squeezing your glutes. 4 more times, go 4. Go 3. Go 2. Now hold the squeeze of the inner thighs, just pulse your hips up an inch, little lift, little lift. So lots of fire, lots of heat into the inner thighs. Here you've got it, lift and lift and lift. We're gonna take a slightly different variation just to get a little bit more into the outer glutes in 8. You're almost done with class though, I promise. Go 4, 3, 2, hold the lift, inhale. As you exhale, try to squeeze your knees together with everything you have. Push down through your heels, and then squeeze your glutes as you soften your ribs. Just hold right here for 4, things change. In 3, things change. In 2, now from here, let yourself roll to the outer edges of your feet and let your knees butterfly open. So push the soles of the feet together now. Squeeze the glutes, soften the ribs, and lift your hips up 1 more inch. Now tap your seat to the mat. Squeeze and lift your leg seat. Tap it down. Squeeze to lift. Faster. Go. It's tap and lift. Go tap and lift. So now we're still working the inner thighs, but now you've got a little bit more outer glute and outer hip work, which was really the aim of this class, right? You have 4 more, full range. 4, 3, 2, hold the up, relax the ribs, relax the shoulders. Now press the feet together, just pulse your legs up an inch, little up. So like little butterfly wings, we're flopping the thigh bones in 1 inch toward one another. So not all the way to touch, just a little pulse, in, out, inner thighs, outer glutes, inner thighs, outer glutes. 16, 15, your final hold for class on deck in 12. Go 8, go 6, we hold it in 4, 3, 2, here's your hold. Press the thighs away from one another. Maybe you reach the arms up to the sky. Relax the shoulders down into the mat. Relax your face. Squeeze your feet together. Squeeze your glutes, and then maybe lift your hips 1 more inch up to the ceiling. Hold and breathe for 8, 7. We stretch it out. 4 more counts. Go 4, 3, 2. Tap the seat. Hug the knees in. Amazing work. Take your hands to the tops of your knees and just gently trace circles of your thigh bones in the hip socket, releasing through the inner thighs and the outer glutes, letting the low back get a little massage. And then just change direction the other way. Awesome job today. And then when you're ready, meet me back at center. Figure 4 stretch, left ankle over right thigh. Reach through, grab a hold of the back of the right thigh if it feels good for you. Then gently draw the legs in towards the chest. If this is too intense, you can always just bring your right foot down to the mat here as well, okay? Wherever you are, I want you to just take a moment and just breathe. Just be here in this stretch as best you can. Try not to shut me off quite yet. I do want you to get this beautiful stretch after all that contracting work you just did. Take a big breath in. Let it go. 1 more time, breathe in. Let it go. And then just switch sides. Right ankle over left thigh. Reach through, grab a hold of the back of the left thigh. And gently draw it in towards your chest, unless, of course, you prefer keeping your left foot down on the mat. Let's take 2 big breaths together. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. One more time, breathe in. And out. Release the figure 4. Happy baby, grabbing a hold of the feet, of the shins, whatever feels best for you. Letting the soles of the feet press up to the sky. And really melting your knees down towards the mat here, opening up through the inner thighs after all that work you just did. This is a great stretch, of course, to open up the inner thighs, but also a really great stretch for releasing the low back. So if you have low back pain, this is a great one to add into your daily routine. Just even 30 seconds, 10 breaths, just holding it. Notice if that kind of helps you out. One more big breath in. Let it go. Hug both knees into the chest. Rock and roll yourself up into your favorite seated position, whatever that looks like for you. Inhale to reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, let it go. And that is your class for today. Amazing, amazing work. This is such a great class, not just for building strength, but also a really great way to get a little more stability in your pelvis, in your knees. And so you did something fantastic for your body today. Take that, run with it, and have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you again back here on the mat next Monday.